Hey, what's going on, Guardians? Gray here, welcome back to another Destiny 2 video. Today's video is gonna be a quick one, just a little PSA I wanted to throw out there for you guys. This will either be a complete duh moment for you, or it may have been something that you missed. Either way, we're gonna touch on it real quick. In my last video, I briefly mentioned the Whisper of Shards Stasis Fragment and how it may not actually function the way a lot of people might think. Super easy misconception here, as most of the stasis fragments involve freezing or slowing something and then shattering that thing or person and profiting in some way. So when you're putting it all together, it makes sense. You see something, you're like, oh, shatter a crystal, shatter a person, what difference does it make? It'll proc. An example here is Whisper of Fissures, and this says it increases the damage and size of the burst of stasis when you destroy a stasis crystal or defeat a frozen target. So this aspect works for both shattering crystals and defeating frozen targets. The key word here is crystals. Now back to our original subject, taking a look at the Whisper of Shards fragment. This says shattering a stasis crystal boosts your grenade recharge rate and it stacks. It also grants plus 10 resilience. Again, the key word is crystal. See where I'm going with this? Now, naturally, if you play on Stasis Hunter or Titan, this entire mechanic will happen passively, either due to shatter dive from hunters smashing the stasis crystals or sliding or meleeing them on a Titan. But you may have had this equipped thinking it was going to proc when you destroy a frozen guardian or combatant, and that is not the case, unfortunately. Quick test, you can see right here on my Warlock I have Whisper of Shards equipped, and when I throw out the Glacier Grenade and shatter it with my weapon, I gain that increased ability regen buff over on my buff tray. The downside is that Warlocks really don't have a use for this grenade. They don't have shatter dive like hunters, they can't slide shatter them like Titans. They get much more use out of Duskfield or Cold Snap Grenade. You can see in the background some gameplay where I had Whisper of Shards equipped on my Warlock, and as I'm freezing targets and defeating them, not once is that increased ability regen showing up over on my tray. What may lead to further misconception is that the Warlock aspect Ice Flare Bolts actually grants a small amount of grenade energy anytime you freeze a target. In the heat of combat, this could probably be written off as Whisper of Shards doing its job, even though it's actually your aspect kicking in when you freeze a target. I know some of you may be well aware of this and call me a papega for not realizing this sooner, but I know I'm not the only one out there not getting the full mileage out of Whisper of Shards on their Warlocks. The grand irony of all of this is the fact that Warlocks have so many damn fragment slots to begin with. At the end of the day, when you're deciding on that fourth slot, you may look at the plus 10 resilience that Shards gives and decide that's good enough to use a slot for. That's actually what I end up doing sometimes because the extra stats are definitely nice. But either way, guys, just be aware that unless you're actually shattering stasis crystals, you won't be proccing the buff from Whisper of Shards. It does not proc off of frozen guardians or enemies. Just a quick PSA and something to keep in mind when putting together your Shadebinder subclass. If the stats alone are worth running for you on this fragment, then by all means keep running it in your build. But that's going to do it for the video, guys. Again, just a short one today. Wanted to point this out. If you found the video helpful or informative, leaving a like below is a great way to support the channel as it helps more people discover my content. And consider subscribing if you'd like to see more Destiny content like this. Thank you guys for stopping by, and I hope to see you in the Crucible. Peace.